Hey everyone, welcome back to MIDI Movie Reactions. I am here after seeing Twisters. This is a sequel, I think a sequel to Twister from the 90s or whatever. Never saw it, never really cared to see it, didn't really want to see this movie. I was very pleasantly surprised. This film is starring Daisy Edgar Jones, you may remember from Where the Crawdads Sing. Glenn Powell is in this, who is supposed to be a new leading man. I can tell he's a leading man because he does a lot of like meaningful leaning and squinting. He squints a whole lot in this movie. He says really cool things like, "You don't face your fears, you ride them." And this movie is filled with cliche and oh my God, it's annoying. Sasha Lane is in this, who is from the underrated Utopia on Amazon, which unfortunately only had one series. I hope could have gotten a little bit more. There's a couple other people in this movie, but they're generally inconsequential. Maura Tierney is in this again. I don't know why. She just seems to play the mom and the very ancillary secondary of the secondary characters. She needs to be in more. She needs to be seen more. She needs to get more screen time and more responsibility and all that, because she's one of the best parts of this film. Overall, the cast is fine. They do what they need to do. I was really kind of pissed off because I think that this is a really crappy summer for movies. As you can tell, it's been a long time since I've posted because there hasn't been anything that has really drawn me to go see it. And I was like, you know, what the hell not? Let's go see it. I got to do something, right? I was very pleasantly surprised. I quite enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun. It was silly. It was stupid. The premise is basically that Kate, played by Daisy, is able to, or has figured out a way to stop tornadoes. But at the beginning, of course, she fucks it up, and then her friends die. So then 5 years later, she's now drawn back into the world, and Tyler is the storm cowboy, storm chaser, storm wrangler, something like that. This movie is basically tornado to tornado, action scene, set piece to set piece, music, video to music video. The music is fine in this. I'm not a country guy. I'm not a country fan. I don't know that it all fits, even though there is one song, something about Oklahoma, set in Oklahoma. You can't take the home out of Oklahoma, and you can't take that out. I don't know, whatever it is. It seems to fit, but it doesn't matter. It's just there to be more entertaining and louder and more fun. I do wish they had done more with the actual effects of the tornadoes. The devastation, the things that we're seeing, it felt like there was a point in this movie where they were going to switch and start to go into that, but instead they just kind of show up and a town is destroyed, and then they like give someone a lunch or find a dog or something, and they're like, all right, everything goes fine. Oh, look, there's another storm, because apparently in this movie there is every day a tornado in Oklahoma, and not only is there a tornado in Oklahoma, it's always within sight of where they can see, and Kate has this ability, this knack to forego all of the, just go on intuition, forego all of the paraphernalia they have, and chase the right storm. And so Tyler starts following her, even though she's working for this group. I'm going all over the place here. All right, so anyways, she gets brought back after everybody is killed. Her first group is killed. She gets brought back in by her former friend, people that are going to try and triangulate storms so they can give people warning of how to get out. But then it turns out that it's a 1980s film, and the conglomerate is trying to break down the rec center or whatever. So what the good guys are actually the bad guys, and the bad guys are actually the good guys, because the organization that she's working for is just trying to buy cheap land out from under people after they've been destroyed. And Tyler is actually like donating all of his YouTube profits to charity and helping out and whatever. They don't go into enough of that to make it of any consequence or make it important. What this film is about those big action set pieces, and the way it's filmed, as far as the new technology, and when the tornadoes are actually going, everything is constantly in motion. It's actually super cool. I do wish that I had seen this in 4DX. I think it was kind of a miss not seeing that. I think it is something that we do need to see in theaters, though, because it is big and it is loud and it is kind of cool. Everything else that is not Tornado is pretty much a letdown. The characters are very cliche, very one note. The I think they're called PAR, the people that are trying to triangulate using the new army technology that are trying to triangulate the tornadoes, but actually steal the land from people, are like, I don't know, they're there. And then the other ones, Sasha Lane, who I mentioned from Utopia, like she does the drones and all of that is really cool. But they don't really develop any characters. There is, of course, a romance between Tyler and Kate. Luckily, they don't do a whole lot of stopping in the middle of a tornado to make out or anything like that. But seeing them go, and I don't know how they did. I don't know if they mixed actual disaster footage in with what they filmed or whatever it is. I probably should have looked that up a little bit more. That's freaking cool. I love to see that. Like I said, where I do think this film really fails is a development of character. And also, I want to see more of the effects of what is happening to the people, what is happening to these towns. So really, Kate is trying to find a way to stop the tornadoes. And if you ever watch like a medical drama like ER or something like that, right? They just throw all this jargon out there and none of it really makes any sense. But they do the same thing here. They throw out a bunch of science terms, a bunch of meteorological terms, and some of it kind of sticks, some of it kind of makes sense. They end up deciding that they need to throw a bunch of silicon dioxide, I believe it is, into the atmosphere, and that's going to absorb the water. But in order to do that, they also need to send up silver oxide and rockets and yada, yada, yada. They can stop our tornado, and they do that. And yay, everybody's kind of happy, I guess. Again, I guess that's science fiction. I guess that's just a pipe dream. What it does is it creates too much of a happy ending to a movie where there have been fucking a dozen tornadoes that have torn through towns, destroyed factories, killed people, and the consequences of that are just completely thrown away and tossed aside, even though Kate and everyone comes around and like, we need to help people and save people. In the end, it really is just about the action. It's about the roller coaster. And so that's what you come to see it for. See it, stream it, or skip it. I know we're in the second week, so I'm not sure how long this is going to be out, but hell, there's really nothing else going out. There's nothing else out there right now. Wolverine and Deadpool next week, but that's a completely different audience. So I think that this is a movie that does need to be seen, and honestly, I think it's kind of worth it. I mean, I was really, like I said, I was upset that this is the film that we were getting. I thought this should have been dropped in like a February or an October or something in between anything. Why is this our big summer movie? But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So anyway, see it in the theaters. I think we're going to miss out a lot if it comes, when we see it on streaming. And that you all please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you after the next movie.